Yo, so I just wanted to make this video while I'm here in this beautiful place. Check it out. Holler! I want to talk about this. So check it out. We've been lied to. Yeah, this is a spoiler alert. We've been totally lied to by our society. I really hate this lie. It's very egregious because I guess movies, music in general, make it seem like, getting married and having babies is like the hardest thing in the world. We grow up, thinking that it's almost like this impossible dream, and a lot of people really don't believe that they could ever be happy, that they could ever be a good husband especially. I know so many guys who do not believe in their own abilities to be a good husband, and to me, that's bull crap. It's burr curp. And this is why. It's innate. It's like part of us because we were raised by people, and even if you didn't have a great experience, if you have a bad parent, if you had somebody who hurt you, who abused you in some way, shape, or form, you can actually become a parent and reverse that by working on yourself. And it takes work. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sugarcoating this. But what I'm saying is this, that fundamentally people are able to be great husbands, great parents, great fathers, great children. It's like a part of us. It just requires effort. And it's that kind of effort that doesn't show immediately. It doesn't pay off immediately, but it pays off in spades over a lifetime if you're willing to invest. And I know so many people who are willing to put in long hours at the office. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna make millions, and they don't sleep. They get, I just got 3 hours of sleep last night because I was working on this thing. And they work because they have money. They want money. I need money. But guess what? That's great and all, but if you have nobody to share that money with, then the money's worth nothing. So whatever your career path is, whatever, deep down inside, we all want to share that with. No matter if you've justified it, I don't need anybody, I could live on an island by myself. Bull crap. That wouldn't be the full experience. You're saying that you wouldn't love having somebody by your side, loving you, telling you that they love you more than anything else in the world. Give me a break. And you wouldn't love having kids there too that say, hey, you know who I look up to the most in the world? You. Because guess what? That happens. The other week, my son was looking at me and he calls me Awa. It means dad in Mongolian. He said, Awa, I love you. You're so funny. And I was like, yeah, boy. I was like, can I get that on tape? Because today, he's hanging out with a bunch of friends and he's like, don't look at me. So I'm not allowed to look at him today. 4-year-old. Point is this, I grew up believing that I would never be a good father, a good husband or anything. I even proclaimed this to my parents. I said one day I sat them down, this was like 12 years ago or something. I sat them down, we were at a restaurant, I remember the exact restaurant. I sat them down and I said, hey, guess what? I'm never gonna have kids. They're bad for the environment, and they're just really meddlesome. Ridiculous. I have 2 kids now. The best decision I've ever made to get married and to have kids. And it has been the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. And I've definitely had days where I've had near nervous breakdowns, and I've had exhaustion when my 1-year-old, at that time he was 1, now he's 4, he couldn't sleep. He just refused to sleep when he was just like a year. His first word was moon. You know why? Because that's what he saw every morning at 3 a.m. when he wasn't sleeping, and I had to walk him so he wouldn't wake the neighbors. And it was horrible. I mean, it felt terrible in the moment. But I had a vision. I want this kind of life, and I want this kind of family dynamic, and I was willing to do whatever it took. I've done everything I could for this family. I'm going to continue to give more and more and more and more and more, because that's where purpose is in love. And love is not just an emotion. You can substantiate love when you commit to somebody, and especially when you create life because then you're responsible for that life and there's no getting out of it. And commitment is where most people right now in this society are petrified. They're petrified and they justify. We have a whole culture that says, we don't need marriage. There's, people in Japan who say that they can just live off porn. They don't even, there's a whole culture. There's a subculture right now in this world that says, we don't need humans because we got our computer. So they're choosing plastic, which gets outdated in 2 years, over a human being. And it's not because they want it. It's because they're scared crapless. They're super scared. Super scared. Because commitment is like life or death. And you see who you really are when you're in a committed relationship. And when you have kids, that's the first time that you see what you're really made out of. Because up until that point, it's all just a theory. When you say, I'm a nice person, this and that, yeah, it's nice. Sure, it sounds nice. How are your kids? Because who you really are, what you're really made up of, shows up in your kids. It's not easy, My kids are still young. I still have to wait until they're teenagers. Not looking forward to that. But I'm willing to go through it. I'm even willing to go through my kids' teenage years because I love them that much. And I'm going to fight with them, and I'm going to fight for them. And every day, I'm going to work so hard to become a great man so that I can love my wife more and give her everything I have because she deserves it, and to lift her up, to give her everything she needs to succeed, and to do the same for my kids. Because if I'm not doing that, I'm not living up to my end of the deal. So guys, this is for you, right? Women, if you're inspired by this, fantastic. But this is more for the guys in your life, that it's time that we all step up. We need to step up and become great examples. We need to become great examples for our kids. This world needs men to step up and just be responsible. Stop chasing vaginas. Stop chasing these fantasies. Stop sitting in front of your computer with your wang in your hand. Wake up and go out and commit your heart first to yourself. Say, what kind of man do I want to be? And become that man. And deserve love. People walk around feeling like they deserve love. You don't deserve anything until you actually become worthy of that love. Can you be a vessel for love? Or does it just fall out of you because you have so many holes in your character? You all came from family. And the better the state of the families in this world, the better the world. The more divided they are, and divorces and all this stuff, the more fragmented hearts are, the more fragmented society is, the more wars you'll see. And I'm through with wars. I'm through with all the wars that I've seen in my own family, in my own society, and I want to create peace. And I'm going to do that by loving the crap out of my wife and by being a great example for my kids. And I'm going to have bad days, and that's fine because my vision is so far beyond any individual day. So how do you like that? Peace.